everyone, Lilac here. Welcome to Lilac's Pantry. Technically this is my kitchen, but I don't really have a pantry, so if you want the bird's eye view, that is my stove. I call him Ramsey. Don't look at my dishes. They're a mess. Dining room. Oh, are you as dizzy as I am? Thought so. Anyway, thanks for coming back to see what I was up to. It's a Friday night and I decided that I was going to make some brownies. So, no, not those kind of brownies, just regular old brownies. So, my time as a vlogger, which is a video blogger, started many years ago. I think it was maybe 2010 or 2011. And I liked to work with raw ingredients, and I ate a very highly raw diet. So I would do these little videos in my kitchen working with my raw ingredients. And I remember I remember this one time when I was trying to make turnips in some kind of a stovetop type of oven thing that was trendy at the time. What the heck was it? I can't remember. It was like a thing, it was like kind of roundish, and you would put it on your counter and you would cook chicken in it and no. What was it? Oh, I can't remember what they were called, guys, but anyway, we had one and I tried to make turnips in it. And turnips are a very uninspired root vegetable. I mean, they are delicious. They are. No, it wasn't turnips. It was beets. Sorry, beets. Very uninspiring kind of food. But if you must know how I like my beets, this is just a cheap beet, if you will. And this is one of my new containers that I got for my birthday. This is a Pioneer Woman. It's part of a set. And I really, really enjoy some good old-fashioned pickled beets. So, can you see them? And what I do is I like this Marchetti's brand Italian dressing. And I just put that on there. And it's a very different taste from the traditional like red wine vinegar. Anyway, delicious. I haven't finished eating my beets. My family think I'm weird because I really, really like eating beets. But anyway, yeah, so I started video blogging way back then, and now I do the tarot videos, but when you really think about it, it's still a vlog. And I have been working kind of hard in my kitchen and dining room to make it the kind of place that I want to be, and so I just thought it'd be fun to do something from here tonight. You guys can enjoy my sunflowers along with me. Gotta put my mail away. Be right back. Alright, so gonna make some brownies. Gonna answer some questions. My plan is to answer the question, what should you do about it, and when should you make your move? Now, why that question? I don't really know what to tell you guys. I honestly don't. Just gonna put some butter on my pan. This is gonna be my brownie pan. So I'm just gonna grease it up. So yeah, we're gonna pull some tarot cards to answer the question, what should I do and when should I make my move? And I think too, like a lot of people that tune into tarot card videos are other intuitive people, other psychic mediums, other card readers, other people who are basically like me. So, you know, if it's anybody else, they often have questions like, well, where are you getting your information from? What's your source? Who are you asking that question? You know, when you're just like, listen guys, slow down, talk slower. Can you say it in a different way? And everybody's like, are you seeing ghosts? Listen, some of us have just been weird since we were kids. Maybe that's a little bit of a harsh way of saying it. But when you're like me, if you have a cabinet like this in your house, you might be a witch. Huh? If you have a kitchen altar with your own kitchen witch, and then your friend gives you this like really cool raven, you might be a witch, guys. I don't know, just saying. Some people just aren't standard. We're not standard. And some of us grew up with our own mothers doing this in the kitchen and throwing the salt over their shoulder when they spilled it and rambling on about different things that you would only get that information from a farmer's almanac. So guys, if you grew up that way like I did, then you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're still listening, then you're just going to have to take my word for it. So, time to make some brownie batter. I'm going to go get one of my new bowls. So, my family gave me all kinds of birthday presents. And they're all kind of over here. So, I'm going to use one of my new bowls. I don't know which one though. I don't really need to use this kind of a bowl for such a small thing, but I want to. Can you guess why? It's Pioneer Woman. I do love my Pioneer Woman stuff. And in case my friend Kim is watching tonight, thanks for my kitty cat container, my fat cat. It's on my counter. So, yes, making brownies. Answering the question, what are you going to do about it? And when are you going to make your move? So, I'll just give you some intuitive hits while my hands are busy. I feel like what are you going to do about it is pertaining to that I think that we're all kind of facing a situation of like, okay, I've been on the fence for some time now, thinking about what my next move is going to be. Did you hear that? It's a little bit of a thunderstorm out here in Rhode Island tonight. What was that? Was that my dog? Did you drop your toy? Oh my god. That was very noisy. And you got something on your face. Come here. Yes. That's what you get when you get too close to mommy. You get your nose rubbed. Yeah, so it's thundering and lightning tonight. And it's Friday, and I'm home by myself. My husband is at work at his second job, and I just dropped off my son at his dad's house, so he's off having a good old time. All right, so I need 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of water, and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Start thinking about what in your life needs to change, because that's what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Whether you like it or not, you tuned in, so I have to assume you do. That you do like it. Wallaby, stop making so much noise. Why are you so noisy? Why are you making so much noise, man? My dog is kind of noisy, yeah. So, yeah, I was starting to say that I think for a lot of people it's pertaining to something that's been sitting on their mind for a bit of time. Some contemplation, I'll say, has been in effect. And it's not even a question of like, am I going to do this? Yeah, you're going to do it all right. It's a project or a move or a change of some sort that is significant to you. Okay, so the spirit guides are saying some people are ready for a career change. Now listen, y'all, I had a career change not that long ago, so I know exactly what that feels like. It is really scary, especially if you're over 40, and you're making a jump into a different kind of like market, I guess. It can be a little bit intimidating, but even if you're going back to school, so you're like, you're working and now you're going to go back to school, that could be scary, even if you're younger. Like maybe you're one of those, okay, for some of you, you might be some of the people who during everything that happened with COVID decided that you didn't want to go to college, online, and you were going to wait, maybe take a gap year because it was really hard to like be a freshman in college and start doing something, as significant as getting your college education while you're like holed up in your bedroom with your MacBook. I know, because my kid went through that and she did not like it. And it was an unfair predicament for those who graduated in like 2020, basically. So, if that's more or less what you're experiencing, you might be thinking like, how do I pull the trigger? How do I get back? There's no momentum now. School didn't end and like deposit me at the doorstep of my college. So now how do I break into that thing I should have done a year ago? And I hate the word should. It's not like you were supposed to, but it probably would have been easier. Well, not everything in life is easy. Right? Some of us know this. Not everything in life is easy. My dog is probably like, who's mom talking to? Yeah, he's just laying there. He does not like the thunder at all. So when I was like coming back from dropping off my son and it started to thunder so hard, I was like, oh, my poor dog is going to be freaking out. So recently I closed up my studio, which was located several towns away from here. Because I wasn't really getting people walking in, like walk-in business. I was mostly getting people who could easily come to my house for my services, or it could be done online because so much is being done online. And I feel like I'm bringing this up for a reason that pertains to our question tonight, to be honest with you. I feel like my saying so much can be done online is practically answering a question or urging somebody to just do something that they know can just be done online. And I know I just finished saying that some people didn't want to go to school online and they wanted to wait for classes to come back in person. But maybe, whoever this message is for, maybe they are struggling with a bit of anxiety of, it's been a really long time since I've been in a classroom. I really don't feel up to it. My anxiety is getting the best of me. And I guess the answer for you is maybe your studies can just be done online. And if you're like thinking about going for further education, in your case, maybe your studies can just be done online. Maybe you can get a certification or a training that you put yourself through. Like studying at your own pace. All right, 25 minutes from now, we will have brownies. Guys, it just occurred to me I haven't eaten dinner yet. I am just a tiny bit hungry, but maybe we should grab some cards. All right. So, for my birthday, my son did give me a new deck of Rider-Waite tarot cards. Ironically, my ex-husband, and my son gave me these cards because one can't do much without the other. When it's dad's birthday or it's Father's Day, mom has to go out shopping, and it's vice versa. So there's that. All right, so what do my beautiful Lilac Broom friends need to know in terms of what they should be doing? And then we're going to ask the question, when should they be doing it? But for now, I'm hoping you can tell me what we should be doing. The Knight of Swords came out, and he is a fast-moving knight. There's some action in this card. There's movement. There's forward movement. It's funny how, I'm not quite sure what to think of this imagery because The trees in the background seem to be being pushed backwards by like heavy gusts of wind, but this horse and the knight are going in the direction towards that. So it almost feels like there's resistance, and maybe the answer to this question is there is resistance and you need to push through it. What should you be doing? Pushing through the resistance. Okay. So for some of you, this could be a health-related issue too, where pushing through the resistance could be a significant message where it could have to do with dealing with pain, processing the pain that you're coping with. It could be, you got to get to the gym or go to physical therapy and you don't want to, or just that you have to go through a procedure and it's going to be maybe a difficult recovery. Okay. Next card I pulled was the Hanged Man, which came out pretty much as I was starting to talk about, that resistance that apparently we're facing. Well, the Hanged Man is a position that we find ourselves in when we are faced with an obstacle or a challenge or a difficulty, and we don't know what we're going to do about it. I'm also getting this other message right now, too, that's coming through as I'm looking at the position of the Knight of Swords and the Hanged Man, that something is actually cutting through resistance to come towards you. So for some people, you probably needed to hear the message, hey, you got to push through the resistance. But for some other people who've maybe found themselves in an almost impossible kind of situation, like how can I figure out a way through this conflict? I see change actually rushing towards you. And the change itself, this Knight of Swords itself, is actually rushing towards you through the resistance. So I feel the universe is rising up to meet you where you're at. So if you're depressed or confused or frustrated or frozen with fear or whatever this Hanged Man is for you, I don't want to say like your knight in shining armor is coming towards you to save the day, but that's what the energy feels like. It's going to bring about a tower, apparently. A break. And I guess that's why you're in the Hanged Man, is something's got to go. There's no way around this message, guys. This is the message tonight. The message is something's got to go, and you know it. Something's got to end. Something's got to change. Something's got to close up. Something's got to resolve. Something's bearing down on you. But this is where it's going to bring you, to the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, if this tower brings you to the Eight of Pentacles, there's a really strong pull for me to see this tonight. I'm seeing a picture, so I have to tell you it. To basically say, like, you cannot, for some of you, it's like you have to get back to work. Okay, maybe you're underemployed, or maybe you've been procrastinating in getting back to work after an injury, or you've been hesitating to get training that you need to get a better job, and there you are, underemployed. But the truth is that you're going to be successful, and you need to do this because the money is important. The money that you're going to earn when you get into this place. So yeah, it feels like it's about work, but also about school. A very, very strong pull for me in this about school. For some of you, getting an education is extremely important right now. But this Eight of Pentacles tells me that it's really about what you're going to earn, what you're building. Building a new strategy, building a new company or organization, working your way up to a place of higher value in your organization. For some of you, it could be as basic as you need to put yourself out there for a raise or a promotion. Maybe there's a position that you are maybe feeling a little insecure about, that you're not sure you're qualified yet. But you've got to get out of hanged man, because it's almost like your company is going, hello, if you don't volunteer and send your resume for this position, we're coming to find you. I don't feel like this is about love in any way or anything like that. I did get some medical hits off of the hanged man, more or less. Okay, so that was what needs to be done. But the question is when. I think the answer to when kind of spoke for itself. But like, if this was like a new job or taking a step into a new situation or opportunity, when is that going to happen for most of the people that are tuning in to hear this message tonight? Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, the World. So I feel like it's like, and I don't know why, but like, why does someone have to stab you in the back or hurt you or steal your ideas or just break you in some way, break your spirit before you decide to accept a hand up? Some people are being afraid to accept help and accept a hand up to get to the next place, because they know that if they cross that river from one shore to the other, the minute they step off that boat, they're walking alone. Okay? So, but the thing is, what can you possibly do? And some of you are on this journey with someone who does not really have your back. So please just keep your eyes open about that. But you have to be willing. I feel that you have to be willing to accept that not everybody has your best interest at heart, because this Seven of Swords is speaking to me about someone who is not to be trusted. Okay? And then getting on that boat to go to the next shore in the Six of Swords, you know, this is about accepting help from others. You know, someone opens a door for you, or just whatever kind of support. Could be money. Someone might need money. Okay, but once you get to the other side, it's rocky, it's uphill, it's a bumpy ride, it's lonely. There's work to be done. And I think a lot of people, sure, why would anybody look forward to that? Especially if back here, in the background, you see all these tents. Like, this is the fairgrounds, man. You were just in the fairgrounds. Like, you're in the most fun place around. It's fun there. You have this environment that is already set up, and it's fun, and there's, you know, and you're doing your thing. But like, do you want to be around people like this? And I know you dread going into this energy, but it's gonna bring you the world. Okay, so there's a positive outcome. Now, you guys are not going to be here when the brownies come out, and I'm sorry about that, but I can't really help it. You're like in electronic world, right? So let me just leave you with one more piece of wisdom. I kind of like this deck of cards. All right, maybe two pieces of wisdom. Ooh, could they be more opposite messages? Temperance and Death. Two major arcana that fell out. You know, this is a time of finding balance and letting the old things go. I don't want to overemphasize the message. This is a time for finding balance and letting what no longer works for you be a part of the past, and just focus in this present moment at what you are creating. You know, and what's coming to mind is like, I'm just kind of like picturing Buddha, you know, just sitting in this present moment, feeling everything that is to be felt, hearing everything that is to be heard, sensing it all, smelling it, seeing it, being in it. I think right now is a good time to be in it. You're sitting in that boat, or you're hanging in that hanged man, and you're gonna be there for a while. Not a long while, but it's a time of transition. The thing is, when you get off that boat or you come down from that hangman position, you've got to be a different person. You've got to come out changed. Because if you come out the same, you're just going to repeat this cycle in like 3 months from now or 6 months from now. Because the truth is that we're all growing and we're always changing. So if we resist our lessons, they're just going to come back around to see if we want to try again at a later date. Think about anything in your life that hasn't changed or progressed. You know, your career, your marriage, your dating life, your friendships, your family, if you're a songwriter or an artist, like the work that you're producing, the product that you're creating, like when was the last time you felt that there was innovation in these areas? Well, if you've gotten stagnant, you have to change. Otherwise, you will die. Not physically die, but what you're doing dies. You know, it doesn't stay fresh forever unless you recreate it. Entropy. Everything in nature is going towards entropy. So unless we get involved, you know, unless I cover the roots of my gray hairs that are growing in, I will have gray hair. If I don't want to have gray hair, I need to stay on top of my hair routine. You know, that's how it goes. I'm a Leo. Of course it was going to come back to hair. Had to know that. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed my kitchen, my pantry, if you will. And thanks for tuning in tonight. And I will think of you all while I'm eating my brownies later. Namaste.